Hello everybody, Help One-on-One Nick here to help, and today we are going to be working on the Minecraft server again. This is a ongoing series that we're doing here on the Help One-on-One network, and this is step 2 of how to set up your server and get it online. So, what we have to do is port forward. Now, we mentioned in the last video that we had to let our friends connect to it, and this is what is referred to as port forwarding, which basically means taking an IP address from inside your network and forwarding it out into the internet. Now, don't think, oh crap, now it's out in the internet, people are going to be able to connect to my internet, and they're going to be able to get my stuff, and they're going to hack me. That's not the case at all. It should be fine, and I never heard an issue with somebody getting hacked because they've port forwarded for a Minecraft server. But just make sure you're not just giving IP addresses out to everybody and whatnot, because there is that potential when you're just like throwing IP addresses to everybody. So let's start off by opening up CMD, which is the command line. And that looks familiar because that's what we used in the Minecraft server, and that's what the Minecraft server runs in. It runs in a command line. What we're going to need to type in is IP config, and it's going to generate a bunch of this different stuff that we don't really care about. This is what we care about right here, the IPv4 address, which is 192.168.139, and this is the IP address that we need to port forward out to the internet. And this is the address that basically that is associated with your computer. All the computers on your network will have different endings. And make sure your IP address for IPv4 is 192.168. If it's some weird number, it's not the right thing. It needs to be 192.168. So, now that we've got this, we need to look at the default gateway, which is how you sign into your wireless router, which will be 192.168.1.1. So, and it's going to ask you to log in. There'll be a link in the description for all of the username and passwords for most of the wireless routers. If not on that list, check under your wireless router. There's sometimes a sticker. Ask your parents. Maybe they changed it. I don't know. Most people don't change it. There really isn't a need to. But that link will be in the description so that you guys can sign on. Now, if this is your first time on here, don't be clicking buttons and doing everything. Just find port range forwarding, because you don't want to screw anything up inside your wireless network. Your parents will get pissed, and it's just not good, because then you won't be able to connect to the internet or whatnot. So you're just going to need to find port range forwarding. Sometimes it's just called port forwarding. And what we're going to need to do is create a new application. So we're going to call this application Minecraft. Start port and end port. And the way that we find it is going into server properties, editing it with Notepad++, and you'll see it right here. It is normally 25565. Now, don't change this. This is where it will be if you need to look at it or whatever else. That's where the server port is. Don't really change it. I'm pretty sure you can, but I would just leave it alone just because you don't want to screw anything up. And it's 25565. And the protocol needs to be both. If you don't have a both option, don't freak out. Just put forward twice. One time using TCP and one time using UDP. So I would copy all this information over and just change the protocol. But I don't need to because it's got both. So now it says to IP address, and this is where the IPv4 address comes in. This is the 139, and that's what we will just put in there. Enable it and save your settings. This is the end number must be larger than the start number. Oops. I typed that in wrong. Make sure all of your ports and IP addresses come out right. Now this is I'm glad I did that, because when you're setting up this Minecraft server, you're typing in IP addresses and ports all over the place. So make sure you double check your work before you freak out and something's not working. Make sure you check it. Make sure you've got the right IP addresses and whatnot. But now that's done. So we're going to come back to this server properties, and the IP address we're going to put in is 192.168.1.139. And that is the IP address that we just port forwarded. And we will save that and close out of it. And we can close out of this because we won't need that anymore. We'll keep that open for now. But now we have to let our friends connect to it. And we're going to need to find a site like IP Chicken for this to happen. So we are now on ipchicken.com, or their sites like What's My IP and whatever else. And the reason it's blurred out is because it's my IP address. And if I just give it to the whole internet, they will start screwing with my internet. Now, don't worry. Giving this out to your friends is no big deal. You give them the port and they can connect to it through MineCraft. So just give them this port, tell them to put 25565, and they'll be able to connect to the server. So let us connect to the server now. Let's open up MineCraft. Wait for that to load. And log in. Now, we got to go back to the folder and start up the MineCraft server. Make sure it says starting the server on 192.168.139. That is the port that it has to start on, or that is the address that it has to start on, I should say. So make sure it starts on that address, and it should be started up. Now go to multiplayer, direct connection, 192.168.1.139. Make sure you put in your port and join server. Now you'll see logging in, and it is nighttime. Now if you go back to your CMD, you will see that you have connected to the server. It'll show where you connected to the server, and it'll show your username and your IP address. Now you guys, you're in your MineCraft server, and this is how you can connect to it. You can also use localhost. They both work the same, so don't get worried about stuff not working. They both do work. I just prefer to use the actual IP address. And make sure you give the IP Chicken or What's My IP address out to your friends so they can connect to the server. And basically just give it to one of your friends to try it out. Make sure he's got MineCraft. Make sure he's a premium user if you have that setting set. And you can have them connect and start up your own little server. So we'll disconnect now, and we can open up this folder back up. As you can see, I did disconnect, and it says that. And this is where we will leave it for this video. In the next video, we're going to be port forwarding, or not even port forwarding. We're going to show you how to do this without port forwarding if you have an issue with it, using a program called Hamachi. It does involve some more work for the end user, like your friend. He'll have to download a program and whatnot to be able to connect to the server, but it is, again, a very usable solution. Hey guys, Help One-on-One Nick here. Thank you guys for watching. If you have any questions or comments, send us a private message here on YouTube or email us. Follow us on Twitter, like us on Facebook. Please rate, comment, and subscribe. Help One-on-One Nick, out.